Okay. That's working. Look. Should use two. Somebody's a little bit delayed. That's okay. So I decided I wanted to kind of document this whole journey of mine of rebuilding, um, because I think it's something that simply because several reasons, and I probably should use a mic a slightly way. But with all the AI that's out here, and there tends to be a little bit of confusion sometimes as to what can you do with it, who can do stuff with it, and everybody and their dog is doing conferences on how to use AI. And I've been scouting and watching people on YouTube for a wee while. Hold on, this one's a bit dirty. I need that to clear up. And so I decided last week, actually, to take on the task of getting my website up because I needed a website and I wanted it to do all the things that I was thinking about in my mind that it could do so it could service me long term because I just hadn't taken the time since my other business went down to really build a website and get things together. It's like, I don't know, maybe I was in some form of denial. But I listened to something yesterday. What was the name of the woman? Oh, she's a Brit. And she was doing an interview with Oprah. I can't think of the woman's name. But she said something that was like, doo-doo. Men fail at business all the time. However, although men fail at business all the time, they'll go back out, they'll go get funding, they'll go get new VC, they'll just go back at it as if it was no big deal. But when a woman fails, we get caught up in guilt and shame. And I was like, because I was just doing a study about guilt and shame and I was writing some stuff about it. And when you think about shame, SHAME, 5 letters, guilt, GUILT, right? This is literally what you do to yourself. And this is literally how I had been for years after everything in my life kind of went left. I just didn't think it could go left. I didn't think I was at that point in my life where anything would ever go left again. That would be so catastrophic. And I didn't plan for it to go left, and I didn't have a B, C, D, and all of those things, right? So it was kind of rough. My mental took a real heavy hit as a result, but that's okay. That was part of the journey to here, and so I'm very, very grateful that I'm here. Um, and I'm grateful I got my brain because a lot of times once you've got hit, your brain can go with the hit and you just don't get your brain and your thinking back. But my geeky nerdness is absolutely here, hugely here. So, let me check my volumes. And I haven't done all the cute system as such here. So, yeah, it's using that microphone, that'll do it. Let's remove all the defaults around. Okay. Okay. Audio is working good enough. I can always clear it out with another app afterwards. So I'm in the office, in comfy chair, and I got my fleecy blanket ready to go. Um, and I am. I'm in jams in my favorite color of purple. And I started so Poor Design, right? Did this thing. where, well, it's not Claude Design. Claude released Claude Design, and I used it to build me a website. Let me show you what I built. I had it up somewhere. Hold on, I've got to turn something else down. 1 second. Because I was going to do TikTok live as well, which I am in a second. I just won't do it on the same machine. So I was going to do a TikTok studio thing. And that was just kind of causing a little bit of botheration. So I'm not going to do that. Well, people want to see that wait for it, they're going to have to go over here. So let's just not even bother with that today. So I'm going to first quit that. This is extremely impromptu. This was not planned or anything. Right, so this is just me doing it. It'll be here. I'll be able to take it down. I'll be able to chop it up into bits later on, utilize it as content. I'll be able to do all the things with it. So it's gonna work in my favor. It's gonna work in my favor. This is working for me, for me, for me. Where is the other thing that I want? Because I really don't want to use that. I don't have a choice. Let's see. And I will be putting on music at some point because that kind of helps, right? Just helps to kind of focus and to think. And so I'm coming live utilizing Zoom. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I can maneuver around in Zoom a little bit better than other things. And then Zoom gives me a backup as well as YouTube having a backup. And so it's not advertised that I'm on the UI Agile Lady doing this. Nobody knows I'm here at all. So this is almost like a private thing, but it's about, I'm about to bring my, okay. Ah, there we go. I knew I had enough charger. No, 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 no. I got another one. I want to. Okay. And I said to myself yesterday that I was going to bring my iPad in and kind of stick it there. And maybe I should have done that. But I'm using the mini Osbar here. It does all the things of zooming in and zooming out and all kinds of nifty stuff. All right. Let's look at the website. It needs some work on it. It's not completely finished yet. And what I did to be safe, because we've got to be safe, is I made a backup of the site, like any good software person would do. I made a backup of the site. Um, Let me just see something here. You're a child of light, not the night. Hmm. No, hold on. Where's the other things? Let's see. I'm trying to do all that. Let's charge it. Oh, that's actually pretty all right. That's pretty okay. It's true. Yeah. Shortly. When it does, we'll be good to go with that. Oh, I love the fact that I'll go live on YouTube because you know what? I forgot to even press record. Isn't that good? Press record. Mm-hmm. Choose to get everything going. Granddaughter will probably show up soon. I need to make sure I know where the remote control is for that TV. My little couch is not in here, but she'll bring it back in. I'm sure when you pop drops her off. All right. I love how it does these fabulous filters, and it's the only place that really does filters that look this cute. Um, so it makes it look like you got a whole makeup face on, which works for if you want to take your stuff and shove it someplace else, and it'd be cute. I guess I could do the whole thing, but I'm not because I'm not about to put lipstick on. So I'm just being honest. I'm not about to do it. I'm not putting lipstick on right now. This is not a lipstick situation. Mhm. So it's going to take, here you go. It's going to take TikTok a bit of time to let everybody know. And then we need to put some, hey Clarissa, how are you doing? Let me do, we need light here. Seems a bit excessive right now since it's daytime, but it needs light. There we go, we got light. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to be sharing my screen, but you won't see my screen being shared here. You'll see my screen being shared on the YT. Okay, so if you're interested in what I'm actually doing it and how I'm doing it, you'll have to be there to see it. Kevin, how are you? Jocelyn, hi. And I need to ask you all to share out the live. This is the first live I'm doing on this page for, is it 3 years or something like that? I don't know, maybe more. But we're making this next best move, right? Everybody with me on that? Check, we were welcoming, we're doing it, and we're using tech to help us do it. Because the key thing is, what I've been looking at with everything that everybody's been talking about, and I'm like you, I've been consuming and I've been using AI probably from 2020. Um, and I used it a lot to help me build content that I was doing because I was doing a mass amount of content, and it really was very, 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 very helpful with that. Um, but and I started, you know, messing with the avatars and all that kind of stuff. I started playing with that. So when HeyGen first came on the market, I was like in it way back then before it became as great as it is now, or as it's saying it's great. There's some stuff I'm still a bit with, you know. But I have my opinions, as we all do on technology. We all have our opinions. This is true, right? But what I have got to do now is come back into really building so I have a system that works for me whether I'm around or not. And here's the thing that I've had to learn, and I probably learned this the hard way. And that is when you build a business, if you want to have a life, any kind of life, you are going to have to, I mean, just bar none, you're going to have to structure it so you can have a life. And lots of people say, oh, have a life after this, da, da, da. I have experienced what having a successful business and no life looks like. I want to have a life with a business that serves my life and the causes that I am passionate about. That's what I want to have. So this next chapter is taking the wisdom from yesterday and applying it to today. No more, no less. That's what I'm doing. Right? Taking the wisdom of yesterday and applying it to today. Oh, you can't hear me. I'm sorry. I hadn't put this on there, had I? There we go. Now you should be able to hear me. I forgot. I apologize. Let's put it up a little further because I do have a tendency not necessarily to talk as loud as you would think I would talk. Oh no. Oh, thank God. There it is. Okay. There we go. All right. Shall we start welcoming and hopefully everybody can hear me now, I hope. Can you all hear me? I'm going to test that you can hear me. I know I'm heard on the other channel where I am, but I want to make sure that I'm being heard here too. All right, so let's see. Let me check. So you will hear me soon put some music on. One of the things I started doing was writing music again, which is part of what I do, right? It's a part of me, the musical part, and that part with everything that I'd gone through had kind of gone through not such a great space, right? It got kind of slaughtered, so to speak. But it came back to life in August of last year. So I started writing. And then I started biking with the riding. So the biking and the riding combined, I wrote music so that I could bike. And it really was kind of life changing getting back to doing that. Let me make sure I can be heard. Can I be heard? Getting back to doing that. Yeah. Let me make sure I can be heard. I can be heard well. It's good. It's a good thing to know. And so I've enjoyed that journey a lot. And so you'll probably hear me later on put on music. How long am I going to be live for? A while, because I've got a lot to do. I got a lot. This is Friday. And I'm going to be jumping around and I may jump into somebody else's content and stuff, as in some YouTube creators stuff if I get stuck on some things and it doesn't quite work out the way I'm expecting it to work. I will hop about and say, okay, well, is there another technique to doing it? How would they do it? And I may do a follow along on something. I know Sabrina is live tonight. I don't know what time she goes live, but I may jump into hers and see what, pick up some techniques that I could apply for myself and use. But I want to show you all, and I don't know if I can do a double somehow. Let me try it. I don't know what TikTok allow me to do. Let me try. I'm going to try something. If you don't experiment, you don't know, right? So experimentation is a blessed, fabulous tool. And I'm going to try it. I think it's possible. Experimentation. It's what I do. How is it no face detected? Oh, because the camera's been flipped. Flip it back. All right, so let's try this. This is going to be a little interesting, but we are going to try this and see how it works. Purist, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I think it will work. So let's, Geraldine, how are you? It's gonna work. It, wow. Okay then. All right. So this is new. So I started utilizing banana one, two, three, Joycelyn, welcome in. I started this, where are we today? We're Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Wednesday evening or Wednesday day-ish. I was like, okay, I've got to get a website built. I can't keep faffing around this, right? I've got to get it done. So I decided I would use Claude Design and see how good Claude Design actually is. Like, does Claude Design really do everything that they say Claude Design can do, will do? So I have to say, I was shooketh, as a colleague of mine says. I was shooketh by the results. Let me record now. Claude to the Claude to my machine. Hold on a second. So this is record to the computer. No, I want to test the technology that it says it has. Is it working? Okay. All right. So I'm recording. So I'm going to be sharing my screen as I'm doing all these little pieces so you actually get to see what's happening, etc. Hey, Sarah, welcome. Hey, Boss Twin. So I'm sharing my screen on the YT um, under Your Agile Lady. So the Your Agile Lady thing, because this is kind of really in that business space what I'm doing tonight, although it's part of me, but it's still really more the business space, right? Because this is building back the presence for me to be able to make everything work again corporately. Because those of you who know me from that space, right, will remember Bearded Eagle, the company I had, the management consulting, all that stuff, right? So now it's bringing out the systems that I have been using over the years with different organizations, techniques I use that people didn't necessarily know I was using, and bring those out now and packaging them to go back to the corporate space for corporate consumers, um, and also having some things for entrepreneurs. Because although I'm an entrepreneur whose space has primarily been corporate, so I have been what would be classified as a B2B business. That's what I ran for years. Being in the B2B space is where I've spent, cut my teeth, did everything that I've done. Gwen, welcome in the room. Laverne, welcome in the room. Hey there, boutique extensions. Hey, Karamak. That's where I built my brand, right? Uh, my thought leadership, corporate space. Today, today, right now, I'm coming back. What would we call it? A comeback? I want to call it the next best move because that's what it is I'm making right now. I'm making this is the next best move for the next chapter of my existence. But it's building a business this time that's not going to need employees, not going to need an office space because I've done that. Been there, done that. I know what payroll feels like. I know what healthcare feels like to have to pay and underwrite. So I know all the things. So not doing it from that perspective, but doing it utilizing technology so I can serve people the way my heart desires to serve them. Being me, right? With my systems and my belief system being me. Um, but just doing it with the excellence I want to give it. Understand? I want to give it that excellence. Howard, welcome in. Molly, welcome in. I want to give it that excellence. I absolutely do. So it's important that it's built right. And there's things I know need to be in place. So you need a customer service team, right? I'm not about to hire a customer service team. There's not a customer service team budget. But I want clients to have customer service. So how do I do that? It means I've got to have something in place that is nurturing my clients, allowing them to reach me, for them to feel reached by me daily. And there's no fallback when somebody reaches out to me, they get reached back to. I want that system to be in place. And I want it to start from the very website. So, with no further ado, let me share my screen and tell you where I've got to. So if you wanted to see what's on my screen, right, you're going to have to go hunt for me. Right, so you get to see the screen. Now, when you look here, I've done all of this using Claude Design. So I sat down with Claude Design and I got it this far. So you can see we've got my heart framework here, which I've really been pushing on LinkedIn a lot. And I used Women's Month to kind of launch that on LinkedIn so people were aware of the heart framework. I started talking with it, and every day there are heart posts that are going out. Kind of what I would call quietly going out, though they're out there. Kaylin, welcome in. There's quietly going out because I haven't got a whole bunch of noise around them. There's no articles that I'm putting on top of it anymore right now. It's just a post, so it's keeping me active in LinkedIn's algorithm, so it's recognizing I'm having something to say every day. So you can see here are the pages. And what I did was I've done so many photo shoots over the years. But the thing is, when I did the photo shoots, I was bigger. Like, so I wasn't biking, 40, 50 miles a week. So I was bigger. And I haven't really, outside of this world, so to speak, nobody's really seen me at this smaller size. So everybody, if they consider me, they're going to consider me bigger. So what I did was I took pictures from my other photo shoots that I've done over the years, my professional shots and everything. And then I brought them into Gemini and matched them to my branding colors, right? So I took suits that I was already did photo shoot stuff in, and then I took suit styles that I've liked, and I just kind of put myself in them, right? So I will show you how to do that a little bit later. Some of the things you can do with Gemini. Okay, so, I didn't set a goal. So then you guys know how to do that. And my community knows, my love community, that I was really always big on showing everybody how to do something. So you knew how to do it too. Jackie, hi. Because a lot of people gatekeep. That's okay. Because it's that sense when you're gatekeeping, it's the scarcity mindset that you've got, right? You think somebody's going to take something from you. Nobody can take something from you. Even if somebody takes an idea or a concept, they can't take the essence, your oil stays with you. And it's out of your oil, whatever you do has happened, right? Out of your experiences, out of your expression. So nobody can express like you. I can't express you, you can't express me, because we're all very, very unique. And it's so important to always remember that. So share it out there, right? If you've learned how to do something, let somebody else learn how to do it. They're never going to do it exactly like you. Even if they start out doing it exactly like you, they're going to morph it into them. It's going to become theirs because their essence is going to get involved in that. And you just have to remember that part. So as you can see, this is the site. So it doesn't look, it's not, it's not shabby. It's pretty good, and it talks to all the things. But I maxed out Claude Design building this site, people. Did you hear me? I maxed it, meaning it told me I was going to have to put more credit on it. So what it gave me out the gate, hey, Jackie, KMC, hey, JJ, what it gave me out the gate, hey, Loyalty, was not enough to complete an entire website. Hey, Mr. Bannon, it was not enough. So if you're going to use Claude Design, looking to do something really big with it, be prepared that you're going to have to top it up. Or to prevent you having to do so much top up, do a complete mock-out first. I did not do that. So I did not do a complete mock-up. I kind of had an idea in my head. If I had done a complete mock-up, sketched it out, then it would have built it faster. But instead I gave it all my content and said, I want content, use my content. This is the message with this content. I need a page that does this and it says this and this and it pull this from my content. And I left it to go through all my content, right? And for it to surmise things. So I really did put it to work for me. So when I used AI design, I literally made AI design work as an editor, a UX, a front end developer, a back end developer, because there's nuances I put in the site for it to respond a certain way. So I put a whole team to work in AI design. So technically, the fact I maxed it out, logically that would make sense. I wasn't happy about it. So I'm like, hey, Claude, Anthropic, stop with the maxing out already. You can't keep doing that. It's rude. When people invest in your thing, can we just use it? Right? So we can get a project to done. So that was a bit exhausting and frustrating for me. So I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I was frustrated. In fact, I then went over when I maxed it. I went to Manus. Yes. So Anthropic, you made me go to a competitor, but I went to Manus, and Manus was. Let me tell you, people, Madison, Albateo, Mr. Ban, Manus was on point. Manus wasn't shabby. It was not shabby at all. Do you hear me? It wasn't shabby. So my site has been built with Claude Design and Manus. And what I loved about Manus, Manus was quick with putting the technology spin on it that I wanted. But then I maxed out Manus. I maxed out Manus this morning at 2:14 a.m. And when I maxed out Manus at 2:14 a.m., I didn't have anything else to put on it. So I'm not gonna lie to you, tears came down. They really did, because I hadn't completed everything and I didn't have anything to put on it. Now, that is a huge difference to when I originally built my website and hired a team to do it. And we wasn't really that fussed about a budget. To, this is what I've got right now, and I'm gonna make this first. Hey, Pastor B. So it was 2:14 a.m. this morning, was like, because I was so close to it all being done. And then there's just this. But you know what I did? I breathed. And that's literally what I did. I mean, I'm not lying. I literally pushed the laptop away and I just breathed and I breathed. And I said, God, I don't know why I can't finish this right now, but I'm going to thank you. So I went into giving God thanks for everything He's brought me through, for everything He sustained me through. And I just went into gratitude. And then I fell asleep. And I woke up this morning, right? And I woke up this morning with some provision, because God is good. All right. That means I can go ahead, top up Manus, and I had to top up Netflix. Now, let me tell you about Netflix if you don't know what Netflix is. Netflix is more than a hosting. You can put websites on there, you can put apps on there, you can have database on there. If it's just you, so you're a solopreneur, faithpreneur, you just use the API, pop up on API tokens. And the fact is, you don't necessarily use those many API tokens. It's kind of like having an electricity bill, right? For all the AI you're using. So Netflix gives you access to a lot of it that you can use, and it joins with GitHub. Now, for a lot of you, be like, what the heck? So what I like about GitHub, and that's why I merged it, is GitHub has version control. So let's say you put something out and it doesn't work. You can reverse it back to what worked before really quickly and know where your version control is without going version 1, version 2, and all your files and having to double files. So it makes things better from a technical point of view. Now, a lot of people wouldn't have to think about that technical point of view because you have a technology team that's working for you. But again, if you're a solopreneur, and you'll not want to hire a whole entire tech team, etc. It's something to think about. You want version control. You want to know which one was that. which one was this, right? You're going to want to have that information. Hey, JS, hey, T Grammar, hey, Cynthia, welcome in, right? So it's important to have a tool that'll work for you to help you with all those things. Hey, Dr. Tanisha. Now, a lot of you will just go and purchase several tools and it's doing this stuff in the back end. It's doing version control, it's doing etc. Now, that's fine. Now, understand this, I'm not against anybody purchasing tools. Or purchase them if you've got the budget to purchase these tools, right? But if you are just starting out or you're coming back, either or, and you don't have that budget, maybe you've been laid off, right? And so you don't know where the next job is coming. You don't know what's coming in, and you've got to have systems in place to be able to do stuff. Now, everybody deals with different markets. Now, if you were dealing more with one-to-one, customer-to-customer market, sometimes they're not expecting the same types of things from you. But if you're coming back and maybe you are going to go B2B and you're looking to get back into those corporate spaces, those Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies, they have a different expectation of you than per se dealing with a mom and pop shop or a small business, different levels of expectation. So if you're aiming for B2B clients in those brackets, your game's got to be strong, right? And you're going to have tools that can have you communicate with them, stay in communication with them, and work with them on a constant basis. You need to have that. So follow up is everything, and you never want to miss a follow up. You never want to miss an email. It's like the demand can do, like, start, making your chest feel tight before you even got there. Aware of this. This is one of the reasons why I'm building out my systems the way I am, because I want people to have that right now touch without me being right by my computer all the time. So I want to be able to be in grandma mode. Um, I want to be able to be in a relationship. I want to be able to go to things. I want to be able to do all those things and still have a business that is running and building at its pace without it taking away from me. I know that might not be where everybody's at. That's not everybody's message. That's not what everybody's saying, but it's mine. Right? I want to build with sanity and peace. That's it. For me, that's my next best move, to build with sanity and peace. That's what I want. Right? So if you're watching my screen right now, you can see what is here, but it's missing something. And this is the fabulous thing sometimes. You don't realize what something's missing until it's built. And this is why you got to incrementally build and see, right? So I do not let this AI get away with telling me something's built. It doesn't get away with it, and I ain't seen it. Dean B, welcome into the room. Dean B, welcome into the room. Tina, welcome into the room. I haven't set any goals or anything, which is crazy. Oh, and I should put up here what it is I'm wearing because you all can see it. Hold on, let me add products. I'm using this mic. I got this. What else we got? Where's the jams that I've got on? Bear with me a second. I'm just loading my thing with the stuff that here we go. That's what I'm wearing right now. And excuse me. What else is in that little container over there? Okay. That'll do. And I'll pin that. So I'm wearing the Valentine's Day two-piece set. That's what I've got on. And I've got it on in purple. I have this in purple, I have it in green, I have it in blue, and I have it in pink. Right? And it gives you that kind of nice lounge around the house feeling. So um if you go, you will see that I have got that pinned at the moment. That is what I'm wearing. So you can click and you can go to the showcase over there and you can see it, what it is that I've got on. All right. Bust twin hair. All right, so we've got that. Now I built a backup I think it's important to do this, and this is very easy to do with Netflix, is to duplicate your site. So you've got a backup site. So if you've got new technology you want to test out to make sure it works before you put it on your site and then your site fall over, you need a backup site, right? So it's important to have a backup site. Dee Dee, welcome in. So when you build something, you want to duplicate, right? So you have one thing that you have live and you have one thing that you keep messing with. So you increment, right, on what you have live without messing with what is live. Now, problem in many organizations why you find that things will fall down is because their live environment and their test environment are never mirroring. We can make sure when you build, you keep your environment of what you're testing to match with what it is you have built. So that's just like housekeeping in a way, right? Let's call it technology housekeeping, right? You want to make sure you do that. All right, so this is the current site. Now, here is the one. That is my backup that I'm working on. So this is my backup. So this is the live site. This is the backup site. And I called it staging. As in good software place, we'll call it, right? So staging, Mercy, welcome in. 13, welcome in. So if we look at this one now, you'll see it's got a few more pages in it, right? Because I forgot to put an org page in to talk about my method that I use with organizations. I forgot to do that. So this is here, and you see it's got that nice little thing where it pulls back the sheet, and when it pulls back the sheet, it's telling you when we come in, we don't tear you down your house. We come in to help you see the brilliance inside it. We take the dust sheets off the mirrors, right? So everybody gets to see the brilliance that is there. So I love that little thing that I've put in there. So that's a little tweak that I put on the site, and you can see this engage with Lizzie. So this is, and I've also got this whole thing that talks about the neurobiology behind change in an organization. So lots of people give you methods, but we don't often talk to the science behind the method and why people act that way, what's going on, what chemicals are being released, why people are acting crazy, why they're not being their best selves. Hey, James West, welcome in. Mercy, welcome in. Sometimes Diana, welcome in. Sarah, welcome in. Lady J, welcome in. The reason is there's a whole bunch of chemical reactions going on. And so it's important for leaders to be able to understand what's happening. So I got Notebook to create that for me. Notebook LM, this is created with Notebook LM. So if you go over to YT, you'll see it, right? And it did a brilliant job. But here's the but. This is where things got dodgy. What is supposed to happen is whenever you go and you go to send me a note, my system is supposed to give you the option to speak the note in, type the note in, upload the note, read it back to you, and summarize it for me. And you see the summary of what it is it's going to send me. You're supposed to be able to see that. That functionality is not working yet. So that is what we're about to dedicate a sprint to do. All right, is to build that functionality and make sure it's working. So I'm using Claude to do that. Now, you all can see this here. I have Claude on my machine, on my other machine here. So I'm about to, so as I'm playing with it here, it will affect what's going on over here. So you'll be able to see it in real time. Okay, what's going on. And let me see something here. Cool. I just want to see that is there. All right, so you are all able to see it. Good. So if you would want to see where I am. Let me, I don't know what's it's going to bug on me doing now. I'll make sure I share it in the community. Right. Hey Shayna, welcome. Oh, I didn't go to the channel I thought I went to. Interesting to do this. Never mind. It is what it is. It is what it is. But that's okay. Everything happens for a reason. Interesting. So, Spirit of God, welcome into the room. Welcome to the room. Heaven's welcome into the room. Okay, so you're going to be able to see in real time now how this is all working. Okay, how we change this. So I'm in Claude now. Let me give you some tips. I'm giving you some tips. People take these tips. When you use Claude, start out with using its lowest tier model. What do I mean by that? Let me show you what I mean by that. So you are aware about what I'm talking about. That will save you tokens. Now, sometimes when you do that, it will act crazy. Like, why are you doing this to me? But you're doing it that way because you don't want your tokens to burn out and you want to use it to finish what it is you're doing. And that's really important, right? So when you start using Claude and it brings you up your chat screen, go to the screen close to where the mic is. So you'll see the mic on the right? You'll see the name of the model that's going on. Click in the models where you'll see Opus 4.7 is their newest one, the one that'll burn through your tokens like that, right? You've got Sonnet 4.6, which will still burn, but not as hot as 4.7. Then you've got Haku 4.5, right? Which is its low tier model. But guess what? Use that for the thinking. If it starts to get slow and act like it's got no sense, you can always up to the next model to finish a task. But this way you get your stuff going. Hey, Tony, right? This is the way to get it going if you're going to use Claude because Claude's tokens are expensive. And everybody that got, is all over there. You don't want to burn out your tokens. So please start on the low levels. Or if you want to be even more efficient, use a free tool to do your thinking through and put all your stuff together and get it then to give you what is called a markdown file. I'll take yeah, welcome, right? And when it gives you that file, then bring that into Claude. Also use Notebook LMM, right? Notebook LM, which you all know, I'm like, yeah, I love Notebook LM. I love Notebook LM. Use that to do your thinking through because it's powered by Gemini, right? So you can do all your thinking through with that, going back and forward, plugging through your ideas, making out your plans, being very clear on your requirements, and then you just plug that in to Claude, and Claude can run that for you and fix it. Okay. All right. So that's just how to save your tokens. So don't say I didn't tell you. Did I share the screen on that when I said that? I probably did. So let me just reshare the screen again, so you guys know what I'm talking about when we talk about tokens. So again, here we go. When we're talking about tokens, you are coming into your screen. When you open up your Claude, you're going over by your mic and you are clicking here. This little grayed out box that's within your big box. You click on that. And when you click on it, you pick the model. Don't pick 4.7. And you ain't building anything right now where you need 4.7. There's nothing you're building that is that complex because remember, this is all AI people. So it's going to think faster, be able to grab into data. You don't need the top model right away. Do your planning, your thinking, your staging stuff in the low grade model so then you don't burn out. your tokens. Okay? Use the power for when you're going to go uphill on something really big. All right? Okay. I've learned that the hard way. Okay, so stop sharing that. All right, so now, um, this is what I'm working. Now, here's the thing, when you use Claude Cowork, it only works from the desktop version. Hey, Tony, it only works from the desktop version, okay? It does not work from the other version. So if you are using the browser version of Claude, you're not going to get Claude Cowork. You just get Claude Chat. Okay, so if you're going to use Claude Cowork, you want it to take over your machine, go different places, do things, you use Claude Cowork, you've got to use the base. Now, even if you're plugged in into your same account on different machines, it goes by what's saved on the driver of that machine. So what you've got to do if you're going to use it on multiple machines is you need to set up a shared folder. So I have a Mac system. So I have a folder that this Mac can access as well as this one. So I've created a cloud folder so they can both reach into it, right? So this one can be updated just like this one can be updated. Because they basically see it as like two different brains, although it's the same account, it's a bit weird the way it does that. But just be aware of that, okay? All right, so I'm going to share back with you the website so you can see that. All right, so this is the one, this is the website that I need to get finished and changed. Karen, welcome in. AK, welcome in. Fumondo, welcome in. So you can all see that I am wearing the lounge pajamas set. And as you can see, I've got my Frosty Buddy right here with me, right? But I have the pajama pinned at the moment because that is what I'm wearing. Also, you will see I am using the Holoden mic. I use this when I don't bike because I found when I bike it, the sweat makes it slip off. So when I'm biking, this is not my mic to use, but when I'm speaking, I'm doing videos, etc., this is the mic that I use. I like the quality of it. It's very good quality. Um, and it's survived the washing machine and the tumble dryer, people. I know they don't advertise that, but it's definitely survived it. So, hold on a second. All right, okay. So let's get it to fix this. I have given it an outcome, right? And obviously I'm using Scrum stuff. So I've said sprint outcome, merge tested website with integrated consult and booking pages, mobile number capture, working message summary feature, and go high level ready buttons ready to upload live. So what it's managed to, and it's got the acceptance criteria, new consult and booking pages merged into current site, check. Navigation updates with new pages, check, that's been done. Mobile number field on all contact forms, check, that has been done, right? Message summary features works. Capture input, show contextualized summary, no. All button functional and tested, yes. All forms go high level ready, yes. Delivered as a single merged HTML file, no, because it hasn't got that other functionality finished. Definition of done, code tested in browser, message summary functionality verified, all forms validated. file names. I told you how I like to name the files because I like to do the markdowns, right? So just in case I have to take my information and go to a different system to get it to finish it, it's got all the information. I like it to put the time at which it created that mark file, right? And not just the name of what it's about. That way, when you file all of them, I can look, okay, this was at this time, this was at this time. Oh, you know what? I remember what I was thinking and what the conversation was there. Let me go to this file and bring this file into this other one, right? Instead of giving something else a whole bunch of stuff to read through and it takes forever and I'm burning out tokens. Hey, Diona, how are you? Hey, Debbie, welcome in, welcome in. So again, this is what I've learned, right? So I am the bridge for you so you don't have to make those crazy mistakes. Just saying, okay? Um, all right, so now I know that part isn't done. I'm going down to the very bottom now to see what it's saying to me because we were fighting last night really badly. Or rather this morning. So my images and everything are where I want it to be. All right. I don't want to use this really long one. I don't. Hi, Amy. I don't want to use it because if I do, it's going to take a long time because it's going to want to keep reading everything. So instead, what I want to do is tell it to create me a markdown file. And I'm doing it in the lowest level, people. So it's not burning out any tokens. I'm telling it to ensure it has a spring outcome, acceptance criteria. So that new chat can grab it. So it's kind of like when you're using Claude, you use it like it's a team member. When you use agents, right, you're using them as worker bees. So they're not the people you're going to sit down with every day. If you're thinking about yourself as a leader of an organization, you don't sit down with your kind of all your people who drive. They've got team leaders who they sit with, etc. Until you do a town hall and you bring everybody together, right? So it's creating me right now the markdown file. Please, I'm telling all of you, markdown files are absolutely pivotal to your success. To be able to move from one system to another system so you are not caught and held prisoner by anybody's system. You can move around to get your stuff done. So be very careful, right? Be very, very, very careful when it comes to working with things. Set yourself a timer, so like at least every 30 to 40 minutes you are creating a markdown file, and make sure you keep an eye on your usage, 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 so you know how much you've got left. Because when it tells you that you're going to have to wait till it resets, it's not joking with you. Cloud will just shut down. It's done. And you just have to wait until it tells you can come back in. Right? So you know when you back in the days when they go, okay, lights off, everybody out. Okay, we're shutting it down. And you got to go and they put the lights on, everybody go, God will do that to you. Lights out, bam, everybody out. That's Claude. Claude is so rude that way. Sabrina, welcome in. Claude is rude. So rude. Who have I missed? Portia Fury, welcome in. Fatua, welcome in. Yeah, don't play with Claude. Claude is rude. So you see now I have up the thick body. This is what I'm about to drink out of. I love this. Um, and I'm being really good in my hydration today, people. And if you remember yesterday, I said every time that you hydrate, put something positive with it. Positive affirmation, say something good to yourself about yourself every time you're hydrating, to remind yourself that you can, you will, you shall, and that you have the ability to do it. You will achieve what it is you put your mind to, and it will be successful. Everything I put my mind to do happens. Everything I put my mind to do, it births, and it births with life, and it births with joy, and it births with success, and it births with longevity and excellence. So as I hydrate, I remind myself I am a birther of life, of things that live, that excel and produce excellence. Yep, that's what I'm saying about myself to myself. Good stuff. All right, great. I've got my handoff file now that has been done. I'm going to download it. Okay, 1 second. Let me download that. What I actually want now is that I'm going to go into another conversation now, and this is all under a project. So I do all my stuff under a project so it can pull from the other things that are there and be able to access that memory. So I work from projects within Claude. I use projects across any LLM that I'm using. I always use projects. So it's always themed, right? So it's like that folder. So it's got context on whatever's going on. Context is so important. Jesus is so important. You don't want to try to start a chat with no context because it just makes things ridiculously hard. So context is everything. So I'm going to load the file. Yep. Okay. All right. So when we focus on the undone sprint outcomes and this sprint will be focused on completing the undone items. All right. Hey, Matt, how are you doing? Hey, Donna, how are you? Hey, Zerubbabel, how are you doing? How are you? So, AJ, welcome in. Okay, so all right, so it is stuck. And this was the thing, because this is one of the things when you use the lower model that can happen. So it's stuck on some stuff. So I'm going to go back up to one of the original things I said because it's stuck on the lowest things. This is one of the things that happens when you use the lower model. It'll act like it can't remember, but it's a little trick because basically what Anthropic want you to do is to use the higher model. We're not falling for that trick. It doesn't take me that much to just go grab back what it is I want it to be working on because I truly don't feel like retyping it. Here we go. So I'm going to take that, come back over here, and just tell it this functionality has not been built. I'm telling it what I expect from the functionality again. So this chat will really be all about building that piece out. Um, you'll be able to talk or upload information. Very good. Need to have it should then show them summary of what they have sent me, and it should speak to them or allow it or allow them to read it. There's a thing I was thinking about last night that I wanted to give it to present it to me with. Based on what it is they've said. I haven't given it that information yet, but I was stewing on that last night. I'm asking it to please give me back what I've given you so I know that you've understood it, because here's the problem. It will go on and do its own thing, right? Just like, and I don't want it just going on, hey Gina, and acting like, it knows. Hey Perf7 Twitch, let's validate that you got what it is I'm asking you to do and you just ain't going off willy-nilly. Because again, spending tokens on something I'm not asking for, so I really need to make sure we're in full alignment. That's like crucial. Please give me so it's giving it me back. So here it is. Sprint outcome, build and fully test a message summary feature on the content form that captures client input, summarizes it intelligently, highlights key points and gaps, and plays it back to them. Capture, client talks, voice or uploads files, docs, PDF images, or types text. Correct. Summarize. System synthesizes what they sent into a contextualized summary. Check. Show summary with key points highlighted. Yep. Gaps, missing information flagged. Yeps. Client can then hear it spoken back, read it, text it, download it. And client must be able. Whoops. Client must be able to amend it, because that's important as well. We need the client to be able to amend it, right? So, like, it's got to be able to amend it. We can't just have it just going willy-nilly. It's got to be able to amend it. All right, so we told it that. And I'm going to tell it to give me back. So give me back the outcomes I am looking for with DOD and acceptance criteria. So I know we're on the same page. We are aligned. Okay, so that's important. We've got to be aligned because I can't have this tool just going about doing whatever it feels to do. That's not okay. Not okay. It can't do that. We don't cannot do that to me. It must do what I'm asking it to do. Why don't you welcome in? Gotta make sure it's doing that. It's really critically important. All right, so let's see what we got here now. How are we doing on this? Let's make sure it's got it all the way we want it. Yep. Now, if I go back over here, and allow you all to see this. Spirit of God, how are you doing? I got this pin, but I haven't got it in the window. Make sure it's there. I know they say when you drink water, you're not supposed to have a lot of ice in it, but I like my water icy. I just do. I really do. I like ice water. I just think it feels more refreshing. You don't think it feels more refreshing? How many people like ice in their water? I think it feels more refreshing. Right? Just way more refreshing. Iced. That is my take on it. Not saying everybody's going to agree with me, and that's fine. If you don't have to agree with me. But that's just my thoughts on the situation. Hold on a second. I need to plug in something here. Interesting. Plug some stuff in over here. We got plugged in happening. Excuse me. All right, so I think it's got that. I want to show it you here to everybody who's watching so you can see that. I'm in chat, so should be able to. Okay, here we go. Just do a share. And because I'm using chat, chat is really good at going across stuff. So you get to see it, which is brilliant. So you can all get to see what it's come back to me with. So it understands, I know it understands what it is I've asked it to do. So here's my sprint outcome. Build and fully test a message summary feature that captures client input, voice, files, text, auto summarizes with key points and gaps highlighted. Got it. Allows client amendment, offers voice playback, text review, and delivers a downloadable document ready for live form deployment. Yes. Acceptance criteria, capture it via voice, upload of docs, PDFs, or images. That's important. Or just text so that people can do either, right? Summarize so it will generate a contextual summary because there's nothing worse than trying to read through somebody's disjointed thoughts, right? Because I'm neurospicy too, And I know how hard it can be. Hey, Gina, everybody, don't forget to do your daily heart needs. Don't you love this? Got it from the dollars. Can I hold it up? I shouldn't hold it up with when I've got my thing. But, and this is me saying thank you. Um, it's got the amend button, it's got playback, it's got download, it's got submit, it's got all buttons functional live on the form. That's the key, right? So all these things got to work. If this does not work, we got a problem, right? So it's asking me now, are we aligned? We're aligned. Based on what you just put, we're aligned. So I'm going to say yes, build it. Oh, I need to tell you what to build it on. Don't go build it on my live website and mess it up. Build it on the test. Build it on the. See, because that's where one place right there I could have messed up. I could have told it to go build it on the live site, and then we'd have had a problem because it would have messed up my live site. It would have got something wrong. But now, once we know it's right, it will be able to load it up to the real site. So it's going to build it on this. So putting that link on the site and I'm putting it here. Now I may have to go possibly across to co-work or maybe even call code to get this done. We'll see. I don't think I should have to, but we'll see. It's working it. That's wonderful, right? It's doing all its stuff. It's doing the bits, doing all the stuff, it's doing all the stuff, it's doing all the stuff. So we're good. All right, so while that's doing its stuff, the other thing that I have got to do, hey Apostle, how you do, is update one of my apps. And I need to make sure it's working as I believe it should be working. I'm paused because I'm like, yeah, let's stay. There's enough thing coming in my head to do, and I'm like, but we really need to. So here's what I'm going to do to check out what's going on with that app. I had talked to Claude about it. Yep, I can see the thing, the conversation right there. So let's go over here on this machine and talk about the upgrade that I wanted it to do. Yeah, I had some. Oh, tell me I had to put my key in. See if it does have my upgrade before I do anything else. I just gotta read to it. Oh, I've got Sonnet on this thing. That's burning. Okay. While that's thinking, let's go back over to here. English channel. Topics for this continuation. This is an app that I built, but I wanted to upgrade. Somebody asked me for some upgrades on it, and when they did, I thought that's such a good idea, and I went a little far with it. Okay, good. It's gone back to Haku. No. All right. Where's my mouse? Here it is. It needs to be uploaded. But before that, prove it works. I'm big on this prove it works, right? Color with Paula, welcome in. How are you doing? I'm really big on this prove it works because you can think something is working and then you go mess up absolutely everything you've done because it said it works. How do we know it works? It goes perfect. Let me deploy it to your live, to your staging. Exactly. Deploy away. And first thing it's doing is giving me a little URL to test. This is very, very important, people, right? You never ever just say because, hey there, big body motion, how are you? You just never take the word of AI for truth. That's all I'm going to say to you. Test it, okay? Because these new models, they're great. Everybody can say again, I have got my thick body cup with me. Still got a lot of ice, but I gotta get all the way through this, right? So you hardly recognize me when I'm not on the bike. I know, right? That is too funny. Ah, that is hilarious. That is so hilarious. Priscilla, welcome in. I know. It's because I gotta get my and see the reason why I just pause like that, it's giving it a whole different look from the website. Do you understand me? So the website already has a look for it. It's built my thing to tell me it's working, but it's not used the same look on my website. So I go put this up now. It's not in alignment with the look of the website. You see how that can be just a real. So if I'd allowed this to be uploaded, wouldn't it be great? But let's. Oh, it's taken something I've done in something else. I need y'all to see this. It should work over here. All right, so I am broadcasting from another place right now where you can see live what I'm doing. I gotta be careful how I say that, right? Y'all know that, right? Okay, so let me just here it is so you can all see it. All right, if you're looking right now, you can see this. Let's go look at my website real quick so that you can see it's not a dead match to the look and feel of the website, right? So it's giving me my functionality, but it needs to give me my functionality coordinated with what it is that I've got. Now, I'm not saying that this looks bad, people, because if you look at this, you're going to go, oh, this is looks good. It's still not right. So this by itself would be great on a landing page, and I'll tell it that to keep it as a separate file that we can put on landing pages, etc. But this in it. But let's test it, shall we? So I will be Jill Jones. My role title will be Senior VP. Work email, don't use the email that I got. Just use this. Phone number. We'll put, oh, let's see if it forces that. And it says that we can start recording, so we should be able to record a message directly in here. So let's do that. One little audio. Hey, I just want to say that this is what I want to do. You can do it. The recording function did not work. Lose, welcome in, welcome in. The recording function did not work. You see, it didn't not tell me that it was ready to go and be merged in with my site. This is why you must test. People test, test. Auntie E test, test, test. Please, when you build your apps, when you build your sites, when you build your products, test them. Test, 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 test. Please test. Please test your stuff. Please test. You have to test. You have to test. Test, 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 people. Test, test, test. Testing will help you to keep your peace of mind, to stop your peace of mind being challenged. So every time I hydrate, I remind myself peace of mind is everything. It is the greatest wealth I will ever have, is my peace of mind. So yes, I am wealthy always with peace that knows no ending. Peace. Peace, people. Peace. Peace. Okay, I'm going to unpin it. So when I unpin it, I can move it. All right. Okay. Hey, Queen Pins, how you doing? So I'm on the YT people right now, live on YT. So if you want to see exactly how this is all looking, I'm on YT. On the Your Agile Lady. So if you go to Your Agile Lady at YT, you'll see my screens as this is all happening. So if you're an enthusiast and you really want to get your head around AI, you want to start utilizing it for building your business products, building to make it run your business so you can live a life while you have a business, then you and me are in the same camp. Then we're friends. We're friends. We're friends. We're community. We're friends. Okay, we're friends. We're community for real. All right, so let me test this thing again. Jake and roll CP and email. Think of a telephone number. Okay. So we got a telephone number in there now. Oh, hey there, Cruise Control. Thank you for coming over and subscribing. Appreciate you. So here we go. Start recording now. Let's see if it's working. Ah, you see, automatically we can see that error right there. Error, microphone error, not allowed, permission denied. Do you see that? And did it not tell us that it was working? Did it tell us it was working? You see how it don't always tell you the truth. Now, it's going to fix it though. And this is the wonderful thing. It is going to fix it. It is going to fix it. And see if any of you, Arlene Burns, welcome in. If any of you have been around software developers or been around technology, worked in technology, you know a classic line of a software engineer is, well, it worked on my machine. And then you trust it, you put it out there, and you come back and go, it's broken everything. Thought you guys tested it. And they're like, well, we did. And then testers like, well, they told us it was, so we didn't. So what, you really didn't test it? Did you not do an integration test? That's what we're doing right now, people. We're doing testing. We're testing. Right? So an idea is fabulous. An app is fabulous, but if it don't get tested to know that it really works. Oh, and then let's just say I do a big thing and I put it out there. Hey, on TikTok, how you doing? And I go, everybody go use this. And then it don't work. What do you all think? Because you don't have a real relationship with me to know, oh, it probably wasn't Lizzie's fault. She probably thought it was it. You see what I'm saying? There's all of this. So the key thing is test. Test. Just testing. All right, so let me just take a screenshot so that it can't act like what I just said ain't true. So then it will go and fix the error. But what I love now, see, this is where AI gets me excited. Is it will find its code error fast. This is not going to be another week added onto the project. This is minutes, not weeks, people. Minutes. Okay? Minutes. All right, so I'm going to load this. Screenshots really do help. I'm such a lot with this stuff. Okay, so it's looking at the error. Okay, so it's going to fix it by making recording optional. So you can record, you don't have to record, which means it didn't build in the optional feature already. Although I had said that people could record, upload, or write. It didn't build it in, although it was a request. And we found that it wasn't built in because we did what, people? What is the word? We tested it. We tested it. So we found out it wasn't. Type directly, upload files, voice if permissions granted. Okay, let's see. I don't like the fact it says try recording. Let's see. Let's try again. Microphone permission denied or unavailable. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to test it over here on my other machine. Give me the file again so I can test it. I'm not going to merge it if it's still having this silly hiccup because I need to see that it does that whole summary thing properly. And I want to get it right before I start getting at it about the look and feel. So I'm not going to get at it about the look and feel because the look and feel will get us distracted, right? I want to get the functionality right, and then we can play with the look and feel afterwards so that it matches and coordinates in with the site. But the key thing is that it works. Recording unavailable or upload files instead, both work just as well. What is this permission error? This is concerning me because I don't. You should be able to just let me just, and this is the benefit of using two machines with this, because yeah, fair enough, I'm recording on one machine, I'm not recording on this machine. So then there shouldn't be any reason why it has got an issue. So let's figure it out. People, I so want some Mamba Chews right now. Oh, I want some Mamba Chews. I want some Mamba Chews right now. I want some Mamba Chews. Um, okay, so there we go. File, desktop. This is screenshot. It is still not working. I am testing on a different machine. It should work. And also, watch out for this lowest model is a bit rude. Just want you to know that. I find that the higher models are a little bit more polite, but this last one can be a little bit rude. Just a little bit. Okay, so now here's what it's saying. Let me rebuild version 2 with proper error handling. You see, this is the reason why I test people, test your stuff, just test your stuff, because I know it can seem dodgy, but if you will just test it, take the time out, then things that you may not even be aware exist, or maybe something you thought was communicated and understood was understood, you realize it wasn't. And then you can course correct. All right, so test, 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 test. That's what we're doing, testing. We're testing, we're testing, we're testing. Okay, while it's doing that, I'm fixing that. Let's go back and look at our sacred echo. So let me tell you about sacred echo, because there's two sides to me, right? In essence, so to speak. So sacred echo is the faith-based side of me. And what I've done is I've created a Bible study app. And I originally just created it, to be honest, for myself. Because sometimes you'll be studying and then you suddenly get a word. Like, a word just kind of drops in your spirit, you know, like destiny or tomorrow, and you can't stop thinking about tomorrow. Or nearness. A word could just drop in you. And I wanted to be able to take that word and really study it out. Like, why am I hearing this word? What's with the word? So I built this tool where I could just put words in, and when I just popped in a word, it would break the word down for me. So it would give me the history behind the word. It would tell me when the Bible the word was used. It would tell me when the word was created, what society the word came out of, the whole 9 yards, and then it would break out the word into Hebrew, etc. Then it would give me scriptures based on the word and the whole 9 yards. Right? So that's how it started. And I shared it with a couple of friends, and they were like, "Oh, this is really good." And then I added to the fact that you could put in scriptures in and it would do a study with you, right? Um, hey, it's Gina, how are you doing? And then I took it a step further and I built a spiritual genius. And I know that sounds weird, but let me explain to you, right? This genius that I built. So the way the genius works is it has a PhD, hey Sloppy Joe, has a PhD in Hebrew and Semitic studies and Aramaic, right? Also has a PhD in anthropology and behavioral psychology and pattern-based psychology. And I know you're going to go, what is, because you see, I figured if it only had a master's degree, it hadn't had to test out theories in it, right? So if you haven't had to test out your theories and prove a thing, your depth of knowledge is not as deep. So if you've ever watched, because if you ever watched the Indiana Jones movie or National Treasure, any of you ever watched those movies, Now, they would be experts on these ancient languages, right? But then they would have to go to somebody else, and there'd only be like one or two people in the world who ever studied this thing and had the expertise, and they were doctors so and so. Come on, you've seen it in the movies, right? Renee, welcome in. So I thought I needed to build myself one of those. So I built myself a spiritual genius. So I can go to this genius now. It's built into, so that genius is built into the Sacred Echo tool. So it will do a breakdown study with you on all the different translations of a scripture and take you through all of it. And then also talk to you about the science behind this. So how this results in your body, how your mind can take this and what was going on at the time. So you're totally historically correct, intellectually, you've got the information, and you've got your spirit working with you. So I just wanted something that was complete, because if you followed my stuff when I'm talking faith, I tend to talk neuroscience, science, research, faith, spirit. I talk with those layers, right? Because I think it's important for you to have conscious intelligence around something. Because if you don't have understanding, you can't live out a truth because you ain't got the understanding for it. Those facts, right? This. Hey Bella, welcome in. Hey Connor, welcome in. So that's just what I found, right? So I'm big about people getting understanding. So if you get understanding on something, you can really do it. So I sent that, I'd upgraded the app again and I sent it out. And a friend of mine said, oh, I would really love it if it would help me study the Bible like in a year. I was like, you know, so it could give me promise to take me through the Bible in a year, give me a calendar. And I was like, huh, okay. And then I thought about that. And then I thought, well, what if we made the app personality driven to your context? So let's say you're a mother raising a child and you come into the app and you are a mother who's raising a 3, 4 year old or whatever, and you want to give them Bible stories in a different way. The app would work with you and tell your kid Bible stories in their context in a way they could understand. If you wanted to study the Bible yourself, it would take you through from your perspective. So it would take you through, show you other women in the word, right? And take you through from a woman's perspective, teach you about women you don't even know exist in scripture. Teach you about women at the time, what they were going through, and how that relates to where you are, and how you can be encouraged, the whole 9 yards. So I built out, I think it's 4 of these personas, character personas that you can step through the Bible with. And so I have to test it. So that's on my list as well. So that's what you saw me when I went to the other screen. And those of you who are on screen, you can see I'm asking it. This is version 3 of this tool, right? So, and you can see the other things that I really want to put on it. I want to put on it that you could actually see clips of Bible stories. Right. And when I gave it my big, huge list of requirements, it said, oh, this is very adventurous. And it wanted to tell me it was going to take months to build. I said, don't tell me that. You're a lie. I said, you're AI. You can build it fast. This is probably a day of focused work. Yes, I will have to be involved. That's what slows down the process at this place. When I have to be involved with the build, because I've got to look at it, I've got to test it. But once you've got things built and tested, then it's no big deal. Like if this was a content engine or something, I wouldn't have to be involved. I just say what content I want. It would take my voice, blah, 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 blah. But because this is building something, you've got to be more handsy on. So you've got to make the time to sit down and work with it. You can't just set it off by itself. So yeah, you can't just do that with it. It just doesn't work like that. All right, let me just look at this. Microphone use text input. The microphone permission area is now handled gracefully. Unload form checks if microphone is available. If denied, show warning message. Mm. There's this feature. I want to listen to what it says. I'm asking it this question, but is this feature of microphone ever going to work? So I may have to upgrade the model slightly. Okay, let's load it to the file. Load it to the live file. Okay, let's load it to the live file and see how it works. And I'll give you all the URL so you all can test it for me and tell me if it actually works or not. Okay, so we'll see. What do you need? Okay, let me just drag and drop it. Okay, so we are going to download this file. And see if it works. Hold on a second. I'm going to upload it and see if it actually works or not. Downloads. What's it called? Um, so did you actually call this one? Message summary. Okay. Message MMMM. Okay, there we go. Got it. This is how I stay calm. This is how I stay. This is how I stay. All right, let's try it. Oops. Let's drop it in and see what happens. Without index at all. Oh, I'm gonna rename it. I always forget about this thing, and I don't know why it doesn't remember. So what I gotta really do real quick is duplicate the file and call it index, because whenever you do a load up, if you don't put index in the file, it just causes error messages. All right, so whenever you have files and you're building them, be sure to make sure you call them index. All right, let's go look at it. It's in there. It hasn't given an error message. So go see. Let's go out to the website. Let's go have a look. Refresh the website. I'm sure I'm still sharing. Tells me page is not found. All right, so what it did It's crazy. I know exactly what it did. See, this is the stupidness of the file. The mm, the that model. All right, let's just put this. Okay. Mm. When I loaded it, it did not work. I got error message. It's not it's um, now you understand why, as you all are watching this, why I did not allow it to just go on my real site, right? I let it go on the backup one. All right, I'm going to roll back my site now because, and then this is just crazy, right? So now I'm going to do a retrospective real quick with this tool so we can find a way to prevent that from ever happening again because that is asinine. Hey, Real McCoy. Hey, Merge, how you doing? Hey, because like B Morgan, we're going to tell it, go through and make sure this don't happen again. What skill? Context to sure not to anything so dumb. Okay. Mm. Okay, so it says it needs to do. So now it's building a safety protocol. And see, like if it didn't do this craziness, safety protocol wouldn't have been put in place. So this is going to be good for future stuff, right? It'd be great. Because you see what it wanted to give me as if, oh, here's your site back. Like, does that look like my site? Ah, that's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. This is, oh, testers need to be given beautiful vacations and many great gifts from doing manual testing. There's so many things you just, oh, this is what's it. But this is good because, you know, if I build other things, hey, Gina, welcome in. Hey, the real McCoy. How, JJ? Could you imagine if I'd had something that I built for a corporation? And I did this kind of foolishness. Woo! God is so good. So good, so good, so good, so good. I feel my sweet tooth kicking in. It's kicking, it's kicking, it's kicking, it's kicking. My sweet tooth is kicking. Oh, it's kicking so hard right now. All right, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Sade, welcome in. Ah, it's kicking, it's kicking, it's kicking, it's kicking. So the wonderful thing about this, right, is obviously all these are the things you must do. These are things you should never do. I can give all of this, right? And everybody will see it in motion because these are the things that if you don't have a context of how development works, it could trip you up and make you go, oh, I can't do this. I can't work. It's my journey to welcome in. And you don't want to get thrown off, just because you kind of have a little bit of a hurdle. It's a really big learning thing. Okay, what is this skill called? So I want to make sure it's a skill. So the minute I go into development mode or app mode, this is what I will turn on. Okay, so let's go back and see if the site is back up. Oh, it wanted me to do it, didn't it? It wanted me to fix it. Okay. Go back into deploys. I go to push deploy. This a new one or is this 424? Options. Delete deploy. I didn't delete that. Did I delete that one? Deploy. Okay, this is the one that I want. So I want to get rid of this. Um, publish deploy. Deploy. Let's see if that worked. Okay. It looks like it is. No, the side's back. Okay. All right. We got a site back now. Hey, Coach Vicky AI, welcome in. Hey, JJ. Hey, Mag. How you doing? Let me do a thing real quick on doing. So to see what I'm doing live, I'm on at Your Agile Lady on YT. So I'm actually sharing the screen as I'm doing all of this. So then you're getting to see it live in color. In living color. You're gonna see it. Let me just all right. So we now have the site is up. We're back. So let's go back and tell it to do the right thing. So we're going back to Claude. I'm not in Claude Cowork doing this. I'm actually, or am I lying? Am I lying to you? No, I'm not in Claude Cowork. I'm in Claude Chat. Examine the file and AK, welcome in. Examine the file to make it work. Okay, let's see what's gonna do. Da, 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 da. And again, I'm using the lowest model on this, everybody. I'm just, again, I want you to get that. I'm using the lowest model, okay? So I'm not using the most modern model. That's totally expensive. I'm using the lower model on this. Store here. I need to update the phone with the new working technology. Let's see. Press on the chart, proceed. Feel it. Oh, am I sharing the screen with you? So you can see us. Hold on. Let me share this. So this is what Claude has done now. It has created this checklist to validate before it now does anything. Look what it brings up. To see what we're doing live and in living color, so to speak, you're going to go to your Agile Lady on the YT, and you'll see my screen because I'm being live from there, so you'll get to see it. Deborah Ritz, welcome in. You'll get to actually see it. So we now have an examination that it does before it touches any code. Make an adventures, welcome in, and the scope confirmation. And here's our summary features. Okay, great. I'm telling it to go ahead and deploy. Okay, so here is where we have a problem. Okay. So this is where we're going to go over to because it's now telling me what to do. Okay. settings, application, and personal access. Okay, so let's just do that quick. Where is that now? Da, 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 da. Um, I'm just looking for that spot. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch. Perfect. I'm supposed to be able to. I don't see it. Full markdown file. So I can take this into co-work and get it done. Just create me a markdown file now. Thank you for the follow. So now that it's created me this markdown file, I'm going to download it. So I'm going to download both files. I'm going to call them messaging. Consult. Oh, and today is April 24th, and it is 4:49 p.m. Save that. Okay, good. All right, so we've got that. Let's go off to co-work. Now, before we do that, let's check our usage. Oh, hold on. It wants us to relaunch, but I want to show you this whole thing about usage again, right? So that y'all understand it's not a joke. Settings. Okay, so usage. Let's see what it's telling me about my usage. Do you see how I've minimized my usage by using Haku? 2%. Do you see that? And this is why it wants to give me problems, because I have made sure I have minimized my token usage. When I tell you I've minimized my token usage, I have minimized it. Do you hear me? Minimize my token usage. Okay? And see, this is the dodginess that most people wouldn't know to do this. So you'd be going out there and you're using the newest and the latest, and you just go with it, it's all shiny, and you do with all the things. Only then to have ouch. Lord, I thank you. I thank you for wisdom. I thank you for wisdom. And if that's the only thing that you take away from this whole thing today, of when you were using Claude, use the lowest, how cool when you're using stuff to figure things out, I have just handed you money. I really have, because I've just saved you a fortune, an absolute fortune. Just saved you a fortune. All right, so let me know one color. Um, it's going to be interesting because it may not have enough of the information that it needs. But let me give it this zip and see. Because obviously the machine I'm sharing with you right now is not the one I would normally do things on. So my website doesn't work. Here we go. Let's see what it's going to do. Hey, man of hope, how are you? Ooh. Okay, I'm going to go grab something to eat. It's going to do things and I will be back. Okay, so watch out for part two because I'm coming right back. So, but I'm going to go grab something to eat and then I will be back. So, see you all probably in about 35, 45 minutes. Okay, because I'm going to go grab something to eat and then I'll be back. See you shortly. And here's what a great thing I'm going to say when I come back on, have a laptop or an iPad or a computer next to you so we can do some of this stuff together. All right. And remember, I will be on the YT. All right. So that is doing. And while it does its thing, I am going to. Come on. Where's the. No, this was not the zone overusing. This is the one. Okay. So I'm still sharing. So you'll see. I will be back. I'm going to go grab something to eat and we can watch this thing. Keep